that even if you're thinking of retiring, you will retire in such a way that you will have you will be involved in something that has some sense of leadership attached to it. Do you have hobbies that you were interested in doing?
Mostly volunteering.
Volunteering, okay. I think in whatever way you choose to volunteer, you will be a tremendous help to the organization. I think the hands-on work is something that will be good for you and that you will enjoy doing. But I think that the strength, what you will really bring to the organization that you work with, will be a structure. You will bring them a very strong sense of structure. Let me see. You have Mercury in Sag, Venus in Scorpio. Are you married?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Large family.
Okay. Well, I think that the whatever your attachment to your better half for the last few years, there might have been a little bit of a push-pull there, but it has changed now. It's moved on. There's a much greater ease. So I think that your sense of retirement with the partner might involve some traveling.
That's perfect.
Sounds good to me, Frank.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks, Frank. You take care. And, hey, happy birthday. Have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
We have another caller on the line here.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up Mary. We got Mary back. Mary, are you there?
I'm glad you called back, Mary. Thank you.
What's your question for Mary Michele? I'm going to give you her birth date. 1924, July 2nd. Okay. Little 4th of July baby there. How are you, Mary?
Good.
Thank you for calling back. What's your question for Mary Michele?
I just want to know what life holds in store.
Please say that again.
I just wish to know what my life is going to be like now that I'm a widow.
Uh-huh. I'm very sorry that you're a widow. Let's see. July 2nd. I think the holidays, you're born at the new moon. I think the holidays are going to be a period that, it's not going to be that easy for you. But, the great thing about, I think as we get older, you realize that nothing stays the same, right? Everything changes. And I think that, by the end of the season, by the end of the holiday season, around about the 1st of January or so, you're going to have a whole new perspective on things. Let's see, you have Mercury in Cancer, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus in Cancer. Do you take care of anybody? Are you taking care of children, grandchildren, friends?
No.
No. There's a side of you, I think, that it would help you a lot if you could be nurturing people in some way. Is there any way in which you could reach out and perhaps help some other people?
I don't know of anyone really.
Well, I think that if you thought about it a little bit, the sign of Cancer, and you have all these planets in Cancer, it's a sign that really enjoys very, very much taking care of others. Whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning, whether it's just jolling them out of a bad mood or, changing their point of view on something. There's an attachment. Cancer is something that is a sign. It's a water sign. It's about emotions. It's about really wanting to nurture and mother and care for other people. So I think any way that you can think of to do that, whether it's going to your place of worship or, perhaps working with people less fortunate than yourself or working with people that are more fortunate than yourself on one level, but in another they may not be. You have to try to reach out and spend as much time with others, because that will satisfy your sense of understanding and the nurturing that you need to do for yourself. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay.
And a very happy holiday to you.
Oh, the same to you.
Take care, Mary. I have a question for you, Mary Michele. Mm-hmm. I'm a Leo. We haven't had any Leos call yet today. And I'm wondering, with this planetary lineup, you said 7 planets are in line right now. How is that affecting the sign of Leo?
Well, it's. I think one of the reasons why they haven't been calling is because Leo. It's a relatively good time for Leo.
I mean, I've been feeling good lately. I've been fairly healthy, and no black cats crossing my path. But I'm just wondering, as we head into the new year, 96. I personally feel like there's going to be a lot of change going on in 96. Do you see that for the sign of Leo in general?
Well, when the planet Uranus goes into the sign of Aquarius, it's the opposite. So you're going to have to deal with the sign of Leo in general is going to have to deal with a lot of sudden changes. Now, both Leo and Aquarius are fixed signs, and the nature of fixed signs.
What does that mean, a fixed sign?
What do you think it means? What does fixed mean?
Well, I mean, obviously it means unchanging.
Yeah.
But what makes Leo a fixed sign as opposed to a sign that is unfixed?
Well, there are three modalities, as we call them. They're cardinal. These are the more leadership, the initiators, the people that start things. Fixed, the ones that hold it together. And mutable, the ones that will go back and forth between here and there and yon. So the fixed signs are, very much a part of the scheme of things. I mean, they're needed. You wouldn't get things done if there weren't fixed signs. But they don't like to change. So
ain't that the truth? I'm living with her every day. I'm like, wake up. Who are you? She just doesn't want to bend sometimes.
Well, but the point is that if it weren't for you, it wouldn't be, other signs would have difficulties in getting things done. Mutable signs, would just never be able to stand still if there weren't fixity in their chart somewhere. So it's important. But anyway, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. So it's about a lot of change. So the only difficulties that a fire sign person might have, or a fixed fire sign person, Leo, would be that there's too much variety. It's all creative and it's all fun, but there is a tremendous amount of variety going on right now, and that can be confusing for a Leo. For an Aries, which is another fire sign, it just means that he can take charge more. Now, Aries is a sign that likes to rule, so with all this change and mutability and things being where you can't quite grasp them, it might be frustrating for him because he can't use his creative abilities to the best of his potential or how he sees his potential. But he is still really having a good time with all the creativity that's in the air.
Oh boy, batten down the hatches. We have another caller on the line, but we're going to take a quick break. Mita, stay on the line. We'll be with you. Mary Michele will answer your questions right when we come back after these messages. Remember, you're watching WVIP 1310 AM and cable channel 12. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just in time for the holidays, Pins and Needles, conveniently located at 161 Main Street in Mount Kisco. Pins and Needles is stocked with the finest assortment of fabrics, notions, patterns, quilting supplies, and more, featuring Bernina sewing machines and accessories for quality that lasts. All your crafting and sewing supplies can be found under one roof, even sewing lessons from beginner to advanced. For all of northern Westchester County, Pins and Needles, 161 Main Street in Mount Kisco. Open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 6, Thursdays until 9 p.m. Pins and Needles. Call today, 666-0824. That's 666-0824.
WVIP.
Are you looking for unique gifts with a personal touch? Then look to Crafty Characters in Mount Kisco. You'll find incredible values and gifts with a flair for the unusual. Discover personalized children's items, toy chest, rockers, tables, and chairs, stunning handcrafted floral arrangements, beautiful handmade porcelain dolls, and more. Crafty Characters can also accommodate your special order. Whether you need a gift or you're just browsing, Crafty Characters has just just what you're looking for. Jewelry, dollhouse miniatures, children's clothes. Come on in, see for yourself. You won't believe the wonderful discoveries you'll make at Crafty Characters, 36 South Mosier Avenue in Mount Kisco. Crafty Characters, open Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, Sunday 12 to 4, or call 244-3205. 244-3205 for Crafty Characters.
We're back. 1310 a.m., Cable Channel 12, WVIP. We have Mary Michele live and in color, in person, in the studio, taking your questions. If you have a lot of activities coming up on the holidays, not really sure of how the tides will turn for you, give us a call here, 241-1310. And we have Mita on the line. Mita, welcome to WVIP. How are you?
Oh, hello. Fine.
I'm going to give you Mita's birthday, 1937, May 26th.
Yes.
May 26, 1937. Mita, what's your question for Mary Michele?
I have plenty of questions, but I want to make it in a circle that I want to go back to my profession, and which I'm. What will be the prospect for me in 1996? I have studied and well educated in India, but my son, because of my family, and I was not working. Now I want to go back to my work. So
You're saying you would like to go back to India, but your family's here?
Oh yes, my family members, son and husband are here.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's a longing. You have a longing to go back to India?
I'm thinking, but my son is studying, so I don't think I can go back now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what will be the prospect for me to go back to work here in this country?
Okay. If you went back to India, are you talking about going back to stay, or would you like to just go for a visit?
Oh, I go for visit many times. If I go, I want to go back
to stay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's just see. 52637. You know, in India, they do a different kind of astrology than that I'm doing here. They do what is known as sidereal astrology. I think they're both effective, but I just thought I'd comment on that. You have the sun in Gemini, the moon in Sagittarius. You were born at the full moon, so there is a kind of tumultuousness. Your life has been about extreme changes. The full moon is always the time when we feel the most like we're going to pop. And being born at the full moon, it means that you're being put in these positions a lot throughout your life where you're having to expand almost to the point where you can't stand it anymore.
Many things happen in my life.
Many things, I'm sure, yeah. You have Mercury in Taurus. You know, Mercury in Taurus would mean that you'd have a good way of learning how to make money or using, you'd know how to make money by using your speech, the way that you talk. You know, I would think that would be a component in the work that you have done.
Yes.
Venus in Aries, Mars in Scorpio. You know, you haven't had much energy for a while. It's been, you know, probably 10 or 12 years you haven't had any energy. But it's changed now. You know, as of last month, you probably feel a lot stronger and more vital, and you know, feel like you can take on the world. You have this Venus in Aries. Was there some physicality involved in the work that you did? Did you use your body as well?
Oh yes, in a medical profession I did. To make it short.
All right. Well, you know, I think that now is a very good time for you to be looking for work. You know, all these planets in Sagittarius are harmonious with your sun in Gemini, your moon in Sagittarius. You know, it's probably a time when you're really thinking pretty strongly about what it is that you would like to do. And I think that you have to take a little initiative, a little action. Is there a reason why you feel that you can't take the initiative right now?
not much reason, but still I have to, my knowledge is quite a while. I took a long break, so I have to go back to my study. And that study is to practice here. I have to go for at least a year or two to refresh my knowledge.
Well, I think you can do both. You know, I think you can go back to work and study. I think you have the energy to do both. You're someone that's very good at doing two things at the same time.
Oh, yes.
So I think you should try to do it. You know, if you only work part-time and you only go to school part-time. But I think it's a very, very good time for you to start these new things. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you'll have a better sense in January and probably on into April. Okay, as to the direction you want to take it. But I think you'll be working.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Good luck, Mita. We have a lot more callers here. I'm going to bring up Julie now. Julie, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
1935, March 4th. And Julie over in Yorktown, what's your question for Mary Michele?
Well, I just want to know in general what I'm going to expect for 19...
What you can expect, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
1996.
In 96. Okay, March 4th, 1935. Okay, you were born with the sun in Pisces, as you know, and the moon possibly in the sign of Pisces. It's changing there. Saturn in Pisces. You know, the last 2 years have been your will has really been tested. You know, you have probably felt that whenever you reached out to help someone, that you know you got your face slapped for it. You know, it has not been an easy time to you know do for yourself or do for others. But there's a big shift happening here. It'll start in January. And in January, you'll have, you know, ideas. You'll have unusual ideas that you've never had before in terms of ways that you might like to work or study. What do you do? Are you working at the moment?
No, I'm a disability. I work in healthcare.
You work in healthcare. Okay, well, I think that the whole idea of the way that you work in healthcare, you will have some new ideas about that in January. And I think they will give you more energy to actually get out there and do something with these different qualities that you have. But you probably won't find it completely satisfying until April. But I want you to get out there. You have to make the effort. And even if it doesn't always work out, you know, right for a little while, know that you're going to be thinking more clearly in January. And then there's going to be a big shift once you do that in April. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Julie. We have another caller on the line. Helen from Somers. Are you there, Helen? Hi. Her birthday is 1917, August 20th. Just 2 days before me, Helen.
A Leo.
What's your question for Mary Michele?
My question is, I want to know about my health.
Okay. 1917. Sorry. It's taking me a minute finding the information here. Okay. August 20th. Okay, you were born with the sun in Leo, the moon in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. Would you categorize yourself as kind of a nervous person? Do you have a nervous stomach? Do you have problems with your skin?
I'm nervous, yes.
Yeah. You know, with all these planets in Virgo, Virgo is the sign of the person that takes care of other people in a very detailed kind of way. And what happens is that sometimes there is not an outlet for, you know, the built-up emotions. You're very good at communicating what other people need to hear, but you may not be that good at communicating what it is that is inside of you. So you need to somehow verbalize things more or write them down, but in a give form to your feelings. You know, I think that I don't think there's anything seriously wrong. You know, perhaps last month there might have been.
Yeah, because I'm going to the doctor.
You're going to the doctor today?
Well, the doctor says everything's...
Yeah. Well, last month wasn't very good.
No.
But it's better now. And it's going to continue to get better. Probably around Christmas time is when there's going to be a big shift, and you'll feel a whole lot better about it. But you have to take the initiative in trying to find ways to de-stress yourself. I know that's a very popular, politically correct word today, and it doesn't really mean very much. But anyway, you want to learn how to find ways to calm yourself down. Whether it's light meditation, light walking, just things that aren't going to make you nervous. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for calling.
All right, we have one more caller on the line. This is Randolph. Hi, Randolph. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine.
Welcome to WVIP. 1934, August 10th. All my Leos rallying around me all of a sudden. All of you joining us. What's your question for Mary Michele, Randolph?
Well, I'm into silhouettes. I do silhouettes, but I'm on a fixed income. I'm wondering if this is the time to really do it. I had business cards printed up,
You have business cards printed up? What were you saying before?
Silhouette artist.
You're an artist?
Silhouette artist, yes.
Silhouette artist.
Okay. And
No, I don't know.
what is your question? Is it time to begin your business venture, or?
Yeah, because I'm on a fixed income, and I want to be certain that I do have income,
So you're afraid you might not have the money to start the business?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to get caught
right.
out with the wire.
Right. I think the thing is that it's a good time to take risks right now. Things are definitely on your side with the sun in Leo, and all the planets in Sagittarius. So I think that you were born at the new moon with the moon in Leo as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes. I wasn't certain. I charted out my own chart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got me interested in curiosity, trying to understand myself.
Okay. Well, you have a lot of Leo energy. So, and Leo is the sign, of course, of the child and of creativity. So anything that you can do that is artistic is a very, very good thing for you to be doing. And I think in terms of, until you're exactly sure whether this is going to work, I think it's perfectly reasonable that you would want to make sure that your fixed income doesn't go away. So, and I believe that you're working towards the idea that you would like it to go away, that you'd like to make money from your creativity.
Yes.
So I think that you have to take the risk, though, and I think it's a good time to do it. I think from now until the solstice, until December 22nd, is a very good time for you to take this initiative.
Thank you.
And then again in January.
In January also?
Probably towards the end of January.
That sounds promising.
Okay.
Do you have any books out?
Oh, I don't. I haven't written any books.
Because you hit it so close,
I'm sorry?
You hit things so close. I said you hit things so on.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very on target.
Close. Okay.
Good luck, Randolph.
Thank you, Randolph.
And you're watching WVIP. We're at the end of the show here. We want to thank Mary Michele for being with us, and for all the VIP listeners. Take care. We'll see you next time.
WVIP Mount Kisco.
I'm Doug Emmerich. Farewell, 55. Hello, 70 or 75 in some western states. The nationwide federal speed limit's been repealed. The max is now 75 in Nevada, Arizona, Wyoming, and there's no daytime speed limit in Montana, where this lady lives.
I know some people are going to go pretty fast, and that's kind of scary. I think 75 would have been just fine.
But a new poll indicates most Montanans would like to keep a daytime speed limit, and authorities in Arizona say while the new speed limit on interstates is 75, anybody going 76 is going to get a ticket. They're described as wannabe skinheads. They are two Fort Bragg soldiers now charged with killing a black couple in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Police Sergeant Brad Chandler says the victims were apparently picked at random.
As far as we know, this was they had no prior histories. In other words, there's been no prior contact with these individuals, no prior conflicts. We believe that it was just it was a random shoot.
The soldiers had reportedly been seen getting drunk and planning to hunt down blacks. A Nazi flag was found in a room rented by one of the soldiers. More arrests are possible. The bodies of 2 women were found in the back of a pickup in Medford, Oregon. They were gay rights activists. This man found their missing truck.
It was there for a week, then I'd start taking note of it and start asking questions or maybe have it towed or something like that. But since it's only been here for the past couple of days, I just assumed it was someone visiting a tenant.
The 2 murdered women had spoken out publicly on TV and papers against anti-gay legislation in Oregon. Another member of the House calling it quits. He's had enough. Alabama Democratic Representative Tom Bevel retiring after 15 terms. The unemployment rate rose in November, up just a bit, 5.6%. Reason? More factory jobs disappearing. You're listening to ABC News.
Question. If you wait till the last minute to shop for a great gift, wrap it nicely, pack it, and wait in line to ship it, will it get there in time for the holidays? Sure it will, if the holiday is President's Day. So who can deal with this sort of pressure? Radio Shack Gift Express, that's who. We'll help you choose from hundreds of terrific gifts like a pocket color TV or portable CD player. And we can wrap, pack, and ship too. Just order by December 19th. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Oh, Mr. Pitney!
Yes, Mr. Bose?
How can a business save money right away?
Mailroom technology! Solutions tailored to its needs!
Absolutely, Mr. Pitney!
Positively, Mr. Bose!
Is your mailroom ready for the big changes ahead at the post office? The way you prepare your mail could determine whether you'll save or lose at least 5 cents a letter when business rates change in the future. The post office is already rewarding businesses that meet today's standards for mail preparation with larger discounts to come. To find out how to save now, call 1-800-MR-BOSE.
Absolutely, Mr. Pitney!
Positively, Mr. Bose!
An internal memo at Philip Morris has the tobacco giant acknowledging that nicotine is chemically similar to cocaine, that cigarettes are a nicotine delivery system. Scott Boleyn is with the Coalition on Smoking and Health.
Nicotine is a very powerful drug, and I think this internal memorandum and a Philip Morris reference to nicotine and comparing it with cocaine clearly gives us an understanding that Philip Morris has viewed it as a drug as well.
The Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, wants nicotine.
This is Mary Michele at WVIP, and I'm here today with Richard Johnson, and hopefully we're going to be with you every week, and we're going to talk about local affairs, things that happen here in the area, but also things of general interest. We'll probably have a few guests. We're going to talk a little bit about the local shopping areas and where the best sales are, and just general information. But inasmuch as this is the week of January 1st, 1996, I thought we'd start by talking and reviewing the past year. Were there particular things that you thought were of momentous import in 1995?
It's just hard to, we can always record over this. It's hard when you look at me like that because I'm seeing tears coming out, so I don't know whether to laugh or cry. No, see, that's where we got to have a list of, I'm looking at Oklahoma, and I'm thinking, well, is the guy guilty or not? I don't know if he is.
Well, what do you think? Do you think the guy is guilty?
Well, I just have absolutely no idea because his brother got off, right? And you have all these people that are very angry at him, but we just don't know for sure. I don't trust the FBI. I don't think they're a particularly good law enforcement bunch. They've made a lot of mistakes, and who knows? And they've got to pin the guilt on somebody, but who knows? We have to wait and see.
What about the OJ one?
See you later.
Bye-bye.
The OJ one. Well, I think that he's guilty as sin, but they've said that he isn't, and if you believe in our judicial system, you have to go with what they said. They said he's not guilty as charged, so we have to go with that. I don't like it, but I can't hang the man because he hasn't been found guilty.
Well, I think there's truth to that, and certainly my opinion of it as well. I want to know what you did yesterday for all of these football games that were going on that I know everybody has a big interest in.
Well, I watched with my son, and it was kind of a boring day because most of the games were totally lopsided, which is unusual for playoffs. usually that's Saturday and Sunday, the first one of the year, are the best football of the season. So if you're an avid watcher, a football watcher like myself, it was disappointing.
Can you tell me who they were, though? Because I don't know anything about football. Think that you're talking to Jack. Jack is his son.
Oh, well, I could, except I'm drawing a blank. Who
played because it was so boring?
Because it was so boring. It wasn't a great game. I guess the most favorite game for me was the Baltimore. They're not the Baltimore. They're Indianapolis Colts now. They won, and they're close to us in terms of geography. And I'm very loyal to the Northeast teams. So I was happy that they won.
Who did they play?
I can't remember.
Well, I'm so happy that you can't remember because I don't feel like such a fool.
Right, there you go. So that shows you just how that went. Very exciting.
Oh, goodness. Well, I wanted to mention locally, there is this lecture that's happening on Wednesday this week in Bedford that I thought was kind of interesting, and I thought it was something I might like to go to. It's a lecture on bats.
On bats. Oddly enough, I have bats right outside my house. I live right on the Pound Ridge Reservation, and when I come out at night, see, I'm looking away. So that's bad. We should probably look at this.
Okay.